Stop scrolling right now. Do not let your finger touch that screen. I need you to give me exactly 2 minutes of your time today. This message finding you is not some random algorithm. Heaven has completely paused its regular order just to bring this urgent prophetic word to your heavy heart. If you walk away now, you will miss the very release you have been begging for, because I am about to reveal a deep secret. Stay right here with me. My beloved child, I see exactly what you are trying so hard to hide. I saw you last Tuesday when you sat in your car in the driveway for 20 minutes before going inside. You just sat there staring at the steering wheel. You needed to pull yourself together before facing your family. You thought no one noticed your deep exhaustion, and you honestly believed you were completely alone in that heavy silence. But I was sitting right beside you in that front seat. I watched you take a deep breath and put on that brave smile before opening the car door. I know how much energy it takes for you to pretend everything is perfectly fine. You are so tired of being the strong one for absolutely everyone else. Your shoulders are incredibly tight. The emotional weight you carry is entirely real. And every single morning when you wake up, the heaviness is already sitting on your chest before you even open your eyes. You push through the pain, you smile for them, but inside you are barely holding on. I saw you staring at the ceiling at 3 in the morning while you desperately refreshed your bank account, hoping the numbers might magically change. You felt a wave of pure panic wash over your tired soul. You felt like you were drowning in an ocean of endless responsibilities. You reached for your phone to text someone for help. I saw you type out the message explaining how broken you felt, and then I watched you delete every single word. Your pride and your deep shame made you type that you were doing just fine instead. You refused to let anyone see your fragile cracks. You wear that heavy mask of strength every single day. You smile for the world while your heart is breaking in places nobody could possibly see. You listen to the complaints of others and offer them profound comfort. You hold your family together when they are falling apart. But who holds you when you are the one falling apart? You have asked me that exact question in your silent prayers. You thought I was ignoring those quiet tears falling on your pillow. You thought I had forgotten about your immense daily struggles. You looked up at the sky and wondered if you were completely invisible to me. I need you to hear my voice right now. You are not invisible to me. I have documented every single tear that has fallen from your weary eyes because I know your deep pain. The silent sufferer is the name you gave yourself. But that is not the name I have written for you in the book of life. You have carried a heavy longing in your heart for many seasons. You have watched others receive their massive breakthroughs while you stood quietly in the freezing shadows. You clapped for their victories while your own soul felt empty, and you wondered when your turn would finally arrive. I know the vicious internal commentary that plays on repeat in your head when you make a simple mistake. I know the thick brain fog and the bone-deep exhaustion that drain your joy before the day even begins. You have blamed yourself for so long. You honestly thought you were simply not strong enough to handle this life. But you have been carrying a massive burden that was never yours to carry. I need you to stop judging yourself so harshly today. I need you to drop the heavy armor you have been wearing to protect your fragile heart. The walls you built to keep the pain out are now trapping you inside. I am here to tell you that it is finally okay to rest. It is safe to let your guard down in my holy presence. I am not asking you to be strong anymore. I am asking you to be completely vulnerable with me right now. Let the walls crumble. Let the buried tears flow freely if they need to. You have been running underwater where every single step requires twice the energy it should. The air has been so thin. The path has been so steep. But you never actually quit, even when your mind screamed at you to surrender to the endless darkness around you. You kept showing up for the people who heavily rely on you. You kept putting one foot in front of the other despite the crushing gravity of your situation. That is why heaven is paying extremely close attention to you at this exact moment. You proved your character in the darkest valley. And now I am about to shift the very atmosphere around your tired soul because you truly earned it. I have watched you absorb the harsh words of toxic people and choose peace anyway. I have seen you forgive those who never even bothered to offer you a basic apology. You swallowed your righteous anger to keep the fragile harmony in your home. That level of silent sacrifice does not go unnoticed in the high courts of heaven. I have recorded every single time you chose love over bitter resentment. Your immense capacity to love through the pain is exactly why you are chosen. I did not randomly select you for this incredibly difficult path. You were meticulously designed to endure this specific pressure because your future requires a diamond mind. But the season of mere endurance is officially coming to a close. I did not create you just to survive in the cold shadows. I created you to brilliantly thrive in the glorious light. I know exactly how many times you have considered walking away from it all, because the pressure has been building up inside you like a violent storm. You thought you were completely alone when you cried on the bathroom floor last month. You felt a cold emptiness wrap around your chest. But I was holding you in my arms the entire time. You whispered into the dark, asking if anyone actually cared about your suffering. I heard that desperate whisper loud and clear in the throne room. Your pain echoed through the heavenly realms and brought angels to attention. You felt completely abandoned because the physical world offered you zero comfort, but the spiritual world was deeply moved by your quiet agony. I need you to understand that your moments of weakness do not disgust me. The enemy wants you to feel intense shame for feeling so tired. He whispers vicious lies into your mind, constantly telling you that your deep exhaustion is a massive spiritual failure that disqualifies you. Do not listen to that toxic voice anymore. Your fatigue proves you are fighting a real battle. You are incredibly hard on yourself when you stumble or lose your temper. You demand absolute perfection from a body and mind that are completely exhausted. But I look at your heart and I see a beautiful child who is just trying to survive in a world that demands far too much. I see someone who gives everything to others and leaves nothing for themselves. There were nights when the anxiety gripped your throat so tightly you could barely breathe. You felt like your mind was spinning out of control in the terrifying darkness. You begged for a simple sign that things would eventually get better. I sent a gentle breeze and a comforting song, but you were too overwhelmed by the heavy noise of your own fear to notice my subtle presence. That is exactly why I am speaking to you so directly right now. I could not let you go another single day believing the painful lie that you are entirely forsaken by heaven above. You have a special place in my divine heart. When you hurt, I feel that exact same pain echoing within my own spirit. I never turn a blind eye to the suffering of my chosen ones. Think about the days when you somehow found the strength to keep going. You thought it was your own sheer willpower that pulled you out of bed, but it was my divine grace breathing fresh energy into your tired lungs when you had absolutely nothing left in your own physical reserves. I have been quietly carrying you through the wilderness. You were never walking alone. I know the specific names of the people who deeply disappointed you. I saw them walk away when you needed their support the absolute most. Their sudden rejection left a stinging wound in your soul that still hurts today, and you silently wonder what is wrong with you to deserve such cold treatment. Let me clear up that heavy confusion right now. There is absolutely nothing wrong with your beautiful and tender heart. The problem was never your inability to love or your lack of deep loyalty. They simply did not have the spiritual capacity to appreciate the immense value you carry, and they were completely blind to the divine calling on your life. I had to let them walk away to protect your future. You are a precious vessel meant for a much higher and purer purpose. I am holding your broken pieces in my hands right now. I am not rushing you to heal or forcing you to immediately get over the deep betrayal that shattered your fragile trust in other human beings. I am just sitting here with you. Take all the time you need to safely grieve. I want to lift the heavy burden of false guilt completely off your shoulders. You do not have to apologize for feeling sad or deeply overwhelmed today. Your honest tears are more precious to me than the most eloquent prayers, because they speak a profound truth that your tired words simply cannot manage to express. I hear the silent language of your weeping soul. Every time you felt a sudden warmth in your chest, that was my comforting embrace. Every time a random memory made you smile, that was my gentle reminder of hope. I have been actively weaving moments of tiny grace into your darkest days to ensure that the enemy could not completely consume your beautiful mind. My hand has never left your life. You are fiercely protected. The pain you are feeling is a very real and valid experience, but I promise you that it is not the final chapter of your incredible story. I am actively working behind the scenes to turn this bitter mourning into joyful dancing so that your future will completely outshine your painful past. If you believe this is true, type Amen or I receive it in the comments. That simple word is a powerful declaration that you accept my unconditional love. It signals to heaven that your heart is finally open to receive profound healing. You have been running on completely empty for far too long. Now it is my turn to pour living water into your deeply exhausted soul while you rest safely in my divine presence. Drink from my peace. Do not rush to wipe away those tears if they are falling right now. They are washing away the bitter residue of all those lonely nights. I am right here holding your hand, and I will remain right here by your side until the heavy storm completely passes and the bright sky clears up. You are my most beloved child. Your pain matters deeply to the Creator of the universe. You have asked why heaven felt completely silent during your darkest hours. You cried out for a quick and total rescue. You desperately begged me for a very simple answer. And when you heard absolutely nothing in return, you truly believed that I had completely abandoned you in that freezing wilderness. But my silence was never a punishment or a harsh rejection of your desperate prayers. I need you to listen to this profound truth very closely today. My divine delay was not a denial of your beautiful future. It was my ultimate divine protection, actively keeping you far away from counterfeit blessings that would have completely destroyed your gentle heart. You wanted the heavy door to open immediately, but I saw the terrible danger waiting behind it. You are a generational curse breaker for your family. That incredibly heavy title requires brave shoulders that will not collapse under extreme pressure. I had to let you walk through that painful fire so the fragile parts of your faith could burn away entirely. You felt like you were being crushed under the heavy weight of the world, but you were actually being molded into a strong weapon. The enemy used my silence to constantly whisper toxic lies into your exhausted mind. He told you that you were completely forgotten, and your painful tears were totally pointless. He desperately wanted you to surrender your precious hope, but while you thought you were completely alone in the dark, heaven was busy building a massive fortress for your soul. My invisible hands were actively working behind the scenes. The specific blessing I am preparing for you is incredibly heavy and massive. If I had handed it to you last year, your old vessel would have completely shattered under its massive weight. I had to stretch your emotional capacity and deepen your spiritual roots. I had to teach you to stand firm when the chaotic winds violently blow. Your spiritual foundation is finally solid and perfectly secure. You asked me for abundant rain to end your painful drought. But instead of rain, I handed you a heavy shovel and told you to dig deep in the dry dirt. You did not understand the profound and difficult assignment. You were deeply frustrated and incredibly tired of waiting. But that deep trench is the exact riverbed for your new provision. The chosen one cannot walk a simple or perfectly easy path. You were meticulously selected to carry a massive light into a very dark world. And a heavy torch must pass through the burning fire before it can shine brilliantly for other people to see. Your painful isolation was never a cold and lonely prison. It was a sacred cocoon designed to transform your fragile spirit into pure steel. I want you to look back at every closed door that broke your fragile heart. You wept bitterly when those specific opportunities suddenly slipped right through your trembling fingers. But every closed door was my invisible hand actively pushing you away from a room that was simply too small for your massive destiny. I absolutely refused to let you settle for cheap crumbs. You truly deserve to sit at the entire glorious banquet. I was carefully reserving your proper seat at a much grander and higher table, and that specific table required you to learn total dependence on my heavenly grace. You had to realize that your own human strength was simply not enough to win. When you finally let go of your desperate control, you gave me the legal right to step in and fight for you. I officially took over the massive battle on your behalf. The heavy silence you hated was me working relentlessly on your behalf. While you were weeping alone in your dark room, my powerful angels were receiving very specific assignments concerning your beautiful future. The divine blueprint for your life was rolled out across the highest courts of heaven. Everything was being perfectly aligned and strictly organized just for your ultimate success. You were always my absolute top priority in this universe. You have patiently endured the painful pruning of your heavy branches. You watched certain relationships wither and quickly fade away because they simply could not survive the intense season of your isolation. It was incredibly painful to lose those familiar connections. But I had to remove the dead weight to let you grow. Your tired spirit desperately needed much more room to breathe. The long winter of your weary soul is finally coming to a permanent end. The freezing winds are dying down, and the harsh storms are completely passing you by. You have successfully survived the most brutal and exhausting season of your entire life. You did not break when the extreme pressure of the world tried to crush your gentle spirit into tiny little pieces. You stood your ground fiercely and bravely against the dark. Listen to me carefully right now, because the atmosphere is completely shifting around you. The refining fire has successfully completed its painful but necessary work within your deep soul. The bitter impurities of deep fear and heavy doubt have been thoroughly burned away forever. You have emerged from the hot furnace as pure gold, ready to bear the immense weight of my coming glory. You are absolutely no longer a weak or fragile victim. What I am about to bring into your life will absolutely shock the toxic people who gladly walked away from you. They thought they were leaving you in permanent ruins. They thought your silent struggle was the final chapter of your painful story. But they will soon witness my immense favor resting upon you in a very public way. They cannot deny your sudden and massive elevation. The dark period of my perceived silence is officially over today. The profound testing phase is finally complete, and you have passed the brutal exam. You held onto your fragile faith when everything around you was screaming at you to surrender to the freezing dark. I am incredibly proud of the resilient warrior you have become. Your massive reward is standing right at the door. Listen to me carefully right now, and do not let your mind wander. The revelation I am about to give you will make everything make perfect sense. You have blamed yourself for your constant lack of energy. You thought your financial struggles were simply because you were not working hard enough. But your fatigue is not a natural physical condition, and it is certainly not your fault. You have been living under a targeted and malicious spiritual attack. An invisible enemy has been secretly siphoning your energy and stealing your rightful blessings. This dark force is completely terrified of the immense power you carry within your spirit. The enemy knows exactly who you are meant to become, and he knows the massive destiny written over your beautiful life. Your financial struggle is not because you are lazy or foolish. It is happening because the darkness is terrified of the incredible wealth you are absolutely destined to control. The enemy desperately wants to keep you broke and exhausted so you can never fund the kingdom of light. He sent endless distractions and toxic situations to constantly drain your daily focus. Every time you were just about to receive your breakthrough, something mysteriously went completely wrong. The car suddenly broke down, or a massive, unexpected bill arrived in the mail. You thought you just had terrible luck, and you slowly started to expect disaster at every single corner. But there is absolutely no such thing as random bad luck in your specific life. You are a prime target for spiritual warfare because your soul shines so brightly in the heavenly realm. The enemy sent spirits of heavy delay to block your provision. He placed invisible walls around your finances and your deepest relationships. He wanted to keep you feeling totally isolated and broken. He desperately tried to convince you that heaven had forgotten you. That heavy brain fog you experience every single morning is a deliberate and wicked weapon forged against your daily peace. It is a thick spiritual cloud designed to make you doubt my clear promises. The enemy wants you to wake up feeling completely defeated before your feet even touch the cold floor. He desperately hopes you will just give up, but he severely underestimated the fierce resilience I planted deep inside your chest. You stumbled and you cried many bitter tears, but you absolutely never surrendered your precious faith to the crushing darkness that surrounded you. You kept praying even when your tired words felt completely empty and useless. Your quiet endurance was a massive threat to the hidden forces. I saw the spiritual thief sneaking into your generational bloodline. He was snatching away your inherited peace and destroying your deep joy. This thief has been operating secretly in your family for 3 entire generations. He caused the exact same cycles of poverty and broken relationships in your parents. He fully expected you to casually accept the same tragic fate. But you are the generational curse breaker of your family line. You are the specific one I chose to finally stand up and break this vicious cycle forever. The enemy fights you so incredibly hard because he knows his long reign of terror ends directly with you. When you finally step into your massive blessing, his dark kingdom loses a major territory. I am exposing his wicked operations right now so you can clearly see the hidden truth. You are not a helpless victim of your painful circumstances. You are a mighty warrior standing on the very front lines of a massive spiritual battle. The heavy resistance you feel is just proof that you are moving in the exact right direction toward your ultimate victory and massive breakthrough. I am stepping in as your ultimate defender to permanently break these invisible chains. The legal right the darkness had to operate against your finances has totally expired. The Supreme Court of Heaven has officially ruled in your absolute favor today. I am sending my strongest angels to violently raid the enemy camp and recover every single thing that was stolen from your precious hands. Press the like button right now. This is not just a simple click on a glowing screen. This is a prophetic act telling heaven you are completely ready to take back your stolen power. By doing this, you are drawing a firm line in the spiritual sand, and you are actively declaring that the invisible enemy no longer has any secret authority over your mind. I am actively reversing the heavy curse and turning it into a massive blessing. The exact areas where you experience the most profound lack will become the areas of your greatest overflow. The thief is being forced to return everything he took from you. He must return it 7 times greater. You are about to witness a supernatural restoration of your stolen peace and joy. You do not need to fight this invisible battle with your own physical strength anymore. Lay down your heavy weapons and let me do the fierce fighting for you. I have completely stripped the enemy of his secret weapons and exposed his hidden traps. Your only job right now is to stand perfectly still and watch my glorious salvation unfold right before your tired eyes. Stay with me, beloved, because the revelation I am about to give you will make everything make perfect sense. The very atmosphere around your physical body is shifting rapidly right now. You can probably feel a sudden and comforting warmth in your chest. That is the undeniable presence of my Holy Spirit entering your quiet space. Heaven is officially mobilizing on your behalf today. I want you to open your spiritual eyes for a moment and look closely at what is happening in the invisible realm above you. Even as you read these very words, my warrior angels are receiving their direct assignments concerning your life. They are gathering in massive numbers around the heavenly throne. I have personally commanded them to descend into your earthly situation. The waiting season is officially over today. Can you feel the heavy weight lifting off your tired chest right now? The dark clouds of confusion are being forcefully blown away by the wind of my spirit. I am clearing the spiritual airspace above your home. No demonic force can possibly withstand the immense power of my heavenly army marching toward your bright future. For years you felt like you were hitting a solid brick wall, and every single time you tried to move forward, an invisible barrier pushed you fiercely back. You were constantly fighting against an ancient yoke of bondage, but my glorious light is piercing through that thick darkness. The heavy chains holding you back are melting like wax in the blazing heat of my presence. I am dispatching my fierce legion of angels to your exact location today. They carry flaming swords of absolute justice and pure truth. They are cutting down the invisible webs of deception that kept you totally bound. The spiritual cages surrounding your finances and your family are being violently ripped apart. You are finally being set completely free from your pain. Listen to the beautiful sound of breaking chains echoing in the high courts of heaven, because the heavy shackles of poverty and deep depression are falling directly to the floor. You will never walk with a heavy limp from your painful past. I am actively restoring your original posture of divine royalty. Stand up tall because you are a mighty warrior covered in my bright armor. You thought your quiet prayers were simply bouncing off the ceiling, and you thought your desperate cries were completely lost in the empty void. But they were actually gathering in golden bowls before my holy altar. Those bowls are now completely full, and they are tipping over. A massive flood of divine intervention is pouring down into your dry and incredibly thirsty life. I am completely overriding the natural laws of your current earthly situation. The doctors and the bankers and the harsh critics will be absolutely stunned by your sudden turnaround. What normally takes 10 years to build will happen for you in a fraction of that time. My supernatural acceleration is taking over your entire journey. You are stepping onto a path of pure miracles. I am breaking the stubborn yokes of generational failure right now and the specific curses that plagued your grandparents and your parents stop with you today. You are the chosen vessel to establish a brand new bloodline of absolute victory. The enemy knows his time is completely up. He is watching in pure terror as my angels dismantle his wicked empire in your daily life. Prepare your mind for a sudden and drastic change in your daily reality. The heavy resistance you felt every morning is being permanently removed from your path. You will wake up tomorrow with a strange and beautiful sense of total peace. Your physical body will feel significantly lighter. The toxic spiritual fog is evaporating under the intense heat of my healing glory. I am placing a brand new song of pure triumph directly into your mouth, and the days of weeping silently in the dark are fading away forever. My powerful angels are currently surrounding your property and placing invisible shields of fire around your loved ones. Nothing can interrupt the massive breakthrough that is barreling toward you right now. You are completely safe and fiercely loved. The massive gates of heaven are swinging wide open for your specific name today, and I am releasing a sweet fragrance of divine favor over your entire household. People will suddenly want to help you for absolutely no logical reason. Incredible opportunities will chase you down and find you even if you try to hide. My goodness and mercy are tracking your every single step. Do not look back at the painful wilderness you just survived. The barren wasteland is officially behind you, and the beautiful promised land is standing right before your eyes. My angels are rolling out the red carpet of divine destiny for your tired feet. Step forward with bold confidence. The heavy yoke is completely destroyed, and your glorious season has finally arrived. Let your precious heart swell with profound hope in this exact moment. You are not dreaming, and this is certainly not a false promise. The spiritual realm is fundamentally vibrating with the pure energy of your impending miracle. I have spoken the final word over your difficult situation. My eternal decrees cannot be reversed or stopped by any earthly power or demonic force. Now receive this prophetic declaration over your life. I am breaking the first seal right now, and you must watch exactly what happens in the next 72 hours. The absolute turning point is finally here, today. The divine reversal officially begins at this exact moment. I am turning your deepest pain into massive power. Listen to what I am decreeing over your finances and your family right now. The heavy season of living paycheck to paycheck is completely dead. You will no longer scrape the bottom of the barrel just to survive another week, because I am opening the eternal vaults of heaven directly over your specific household. The days of intense lack are totally over. Within the next 72 hours, a financial surprise will violently manifest in your life. It is not a random lottery win, but a deeply strategic and divine provision. I am releasing a specific sum of $7,777 directly into your completely empty hands. This is the exact compensation for your hidden tears. You wept bitterly when you thought you had absolutely nothing left to give. But heaven kept a strict record of everything that was unjustly stolen from your bank account. The spiritual court has officially ruled entirely in your favor today. I am forcing the enemy to return your stolen wealth with massive interest, and he cannot stop this glorious transfer. Can you feel the intense atmospheric pressure shifting in your room right now? The third and final seal over your grand destiny is cracking wide open. The painful isolation you endured is permanently over today. The heavy confusion is rapidly lifting from your mind while you step into a frequency of absolute divine alignment. Your tired spirit is finally waking up to the truth. Look closely at your empty hands right now. The immense power to create wealth and heal generations has just been fully activated within you. You will no longer beg for simple scraps at the tables of other people. I am preparing a massive table exclusively for you in the exact presence of your enemies. You are finally taking your rightful seat at the royal banquet. Those who whispered behind your back will witness my glory resting upon your life. Those who smiled while plotting your ultimate downfall will watch you rise. They will be forced to stand back and watch as I powerfully elevate you. I am placing you in a high position they desperately tried to keep you out of because you proved your loyalty to me. Your profound vindication is arriving swiftly, and it will be completely undeniable. I am washing away the toxic shame that covered your family name for decades. You will suddenly receive a phone call or a strange letter that changes your entire trajectory. A heavy financial debt is going to be completely canceled, and your massive burden will instantly vanish into the thin air. Watch very closely for a number containing the specific digits, 7 or 11. When you see that exact sequence on a clock or a receipt, you will know that heaven has officially intervened in your earthly economy. It is the undeniable signature of my Holy Spirit confirming that the promised transaction is complete. The massive provision is already moving swiftly toward your open hands. Do not let human logic talk you out of this massive prophetic blessing today. Your logical mind will try to figure out this impossible math. But my divine mathematics do not require a healthy economy or a wealthy boss. I can easily bypass every single earthly system to bless you because the glorious resources of my heavenly kingdom are absolutely endless. You are incredibly special to the Creator of the entire universe. I am doing a brand new thing, and it is springing up rapidly around your life. If you feel a sudden stirring in your chest, that is your spirit recognizing pure truth. Stay perfectly aligned with my powerful voice as the massive wave of beautiful abundance rapidly approaches your tired shores. The heavy chains of generational poverty are shattering loudly on the floor right now. I am replacing your deep exhaustion with an overwhelming surge of fresh divine energy. You will wake up tomorrow morning with a fierce joy that you have not felt since you were a beautiful little child. The heavy dark shadow is permanently gone from your daily life. This specific decree cannot be stopped or delayed by any demonic force on earth. The powerful words I have spoken over your beautiful life are sealed in innocent blood. You are finally stepping out of the freezing wilderness and directly into the promised land where milk and honey constantly flow. Your massive harvest is incredibly ripe and completely ready for you. Receive this glorious financial turnaround with a wide open and grateful heart. I am placing a beautiful crown of absolute victory upon your tired head today. You are the ultimate winner of this brutal spiritual war, and your days of silent suffering are officially over. The 72-hour countdown has begun right now. Prepare your house for a massive flood of pure joy. But I must absolutely warn you before you close this message. The enemy heard exactly what I just promised you today. He was listening when the Supreme Court of Heaven ruled entirely in your favor, and he is completely terrified of your impending breakthrough. He knows he cannot stop my fierce angels from delivering your massive blessing, but he will try to desperately distract you before it actually arrives. Do not let your guard down for a single second. Once this prophetic blessing is officially released, you must fiercely protect it. The darkness is about to launch a desperate counterattack against your tired mind. He will send a thick spiritual fog to confuse your thoughts, because he wants you to wake up tomorrow believing this was just another video. He wants to steal your fresh hope. He will whisper toxic doubts into your ear, telling you that miracles do not happen for people like you. He will use your extreme exhaustion to make you incredibly apathetic. If you listen to his vicious lies, you might accidentally block the very provision I am sending. You must stand completely firm. You must actively resist the heavy brain fog when it tries to settle over you. Heaven is eagerly waiting for your direct answer, but the window of grace is rapidly closing today. You only have 24 hours to activate this specific blessing before the angels move on to the next assignment. Do not let foolish hesitation steal what I have carefully prepared. I need you to take a bold step of obedience right now. You must physically secure your miracle. The incredible financial reversal you have cried for is literally seconds away from manifesting. I am completely ready to unlock the ancient vaults of heaven over your family line. Your heavy debts will be permanently canceled. Your physical health will be totally restored. But you must firmly show me that you are genuinely ready to receive this massive overflow of pure abundance. I have fiercely fought the invisible battles for you. I have completely cleared the thorny path ahead of your feet. But faith without physical action is entirely dead. You cannot receive a supernatural harvest if you stubbornly refuse to plant a physical seed. I require a prophetic act of absolute obedience from you today. Heaven is not just hoping you will respond. Heaven expects you to respond. Let your physical action right now be the official signature on our heavenly contract. Share this urgent message with exactly 3 people who desperately need to hear my voice. Do this within the next 24 hours to spread my glorious light. When you share this specific word, you are stepping into a profound role, and you become a holy vessel of my divine truth on this earth. I also ask you to release your financial seed through the Super Thanks button today. Sow a seed of deep faith right now. you will rapidly reap a massive financial harvest in return. This is not a worldly transaction. It is a highly sacred covenant that binds your earthly economy to my heavenly treasury. You are officially telling the darkness that you completely trust my promises. The enemy desperately wants you to keep scrolling right now. He wants you to ignore this clear instruction because he knows how powerful your obedience truly is. Do not let him win this critical moment. Leave your exact name in the comments section so my warrior angels know exactly who to minister to tonight. Type the number 777 to permanently seal this holy covenant. Your simple keystrokes are actually spiritual sledgehammers breaking the final chains today. Every time you proudly declare your faith, you are driving another nail into the coffin of your generational curse. I need you to loudly declare that you fully accept your massive breakthrough. Say it out loud in your empty room right now. Command the heavy atmosphere to absolutely shift in your favor. This specific prophetic act is the ultimate key to your new season. It officially closes the door on your painful past, and it boldly opens the heavy gate to your glorious future. You are crossing the invisible finish line today. Do not look back at the dark wilderness. Keep your eyes completely focused on the bright horizon, because the morning sun is finally rising over your life. I am not sending you into this brand new season empty-handed. I have equipped you with fierce joy and total peace. But you must actively claim this heavenly tool by taking action today. Your mind will instantly clear up the moment you decide to step forward in pure faith. The toxic fog will violently shatter. The lingering confusion will be immediately replaced by absolute divine clarity. Remember the stolen blessing I spoke of earlier today. The vicious thief has been fully identified in the spiritual realm, and his legal right has completely expired. But you must reach out and physically take back what belongs to you. Take your step of faith right now before the sun goes down. Show the entire spiritual world that you are no longer a silent sufferer. Now bow your head and let me seal this powerful word over your tired spirit. Lay down your heavy weapons right now, my weary warrior. You do not need to fight this particular battle anymore. The intense spiritual war is finally over today, and the legal right the darkness held over your generation has been completely revoked by my ultimate authority. Just breathe in my profound heavenly peace right now. Let the deep anxiety wash entirely out of your aching chest. You are completely safe and hidden under my divine wings. Your beautiful future is far more radiant than your human mind can currently comprehend. While you rest in my holy presence, I am washing away the bitter residue of every single tear you cried in the dark. I declare a supernatural wall of pure fire around your home and your family. No demonic weapon formed against your household will ever prosper again. The heavy generational curse is permanently broken in my name. You are officially stepping into a brand new season of endless grace. Because you chose to trust my voice, the angels of abundance are already working to deliver your massive harvest. You will never again carry the painful title of the silent sufferer. I call you my precious heir and a magnificent champion of the light. Your days of hiding your pain behind a fake smile are totally gone. You will genuinely smile because your heart is finally full of pure joy. But the most beautiful part of this miracle is that I am completely restoring everything the enemy wickedly destroyed. May my incredible favor rest heavily upon your shoulders everywhere you go. When you walk into a room, the atmosphere will immediately shift in your direction. Doors that were firmly locked for decades will swing wide open for you. People will suddenly feel compelled to bless you. And they will not even understand why they desperately want to help you so much, because my spirit is guiding them. You are a living testimony of my incredible redemptive power on this earth. The story of your painful struggle will now become a manual for others. You will freely distribute the exact same comfort that I am giving you today. You will look into the eyes of the broken and tell them they are safe. Because you survived the freezing wilderness, your massive pain has finally found its true and glorious purpose. I am speaking total health and vibrant energy into your physical body right now. The chronic fatigue that drained your daily life is completely gone. Your mind will remain sharp and beautifully focused on the promises I have made. You will sleep deeply tonight without any sudden panic or lingering fear. While you rest in perfect peace, my fierce angels are standing guard beside your bed to protect your dreams. The financial seed you sowed today is securely planted in heavenly soil. It will quickly grow into a massive tree of absolute provision for your family. You will have more than enough to pay your bills and bless your community. Debt is no longer a heavy chain around your tired neck. And because you acted in pure faith, I have declared you totally financially free in my holy heavenly courts. Remember to keep your eyes entirely fixed on me during the next 72 hours. Do not let the noisy world distract you from the subtle signs. You will start seeing those specific numbers, and you will know I am near. Every single time you see them, I want you to whisper a quiet thank you. Constant gratitude is the sacred key that keeps the heavenly door fully open for your massive incoming blessings. If you have not already done so, make sure you subscribe to this channel. Turn on the notifications so you do not miss your next prophetic word. Heaven communicates in a continuous flow, and you need to stay securely connected. This beautiful community is a perfectly safe harbor for chosen ones just like you. While the world gets darker, we are building an unstoppable army of massive light and truth to fight back. I am sealing this divine covenant with the holy blood of eternal grace. No one can ever snatch you out of my fiercely loving hands. You are perfectly mine, and I am forever yours. Walk forward into tomorrow with your head held incredibly high. You are not a victim of your painful past, but a powerful master of your glorious future. I love you with an everlasting love that completely defies human comprehension. Whenever you feel lonely, just place your hand entirely over your beating heart. That steady rhythm is my constant reminder that I am living right inside you. You carry the profound spark of the divine universe wherever you go, and because you are finally healed, you must let that beautiful light shine brightly for absolutely everyone to see. The intense storm is completely over, and the calm waters have finally arrived. Rest well tonight, my precious child, because tomorrow brings your massive reward. I am closing the chapter of your deep sorrow and opening the book of joy. May the grace of heaven completely overwhelm your entire household, starting right now. Receive this ultimate blessing in your tired spirit and peacefully say, Amen, because it is finally done.